Hi, YouTube. I hope you're all doing well. I'm having not too bad of a day. What I was going to answer from yesterday, the reason for the weather changes that are always typical on our planet with the ocean currents and the jet streams is called El Nino for the blessed child, which is the warm one, and La Nina, which means life. So, and that's the cold one, um, or the life, you know. So, from what my understanding is, uh, and I think I got that translation right, but what my understanding of these weather patterns with the ocean currents is in the El Nino years, um, it's the warm or ocean currents from the Pacific Ocean that are affected because the uh, warm water pushes up to the top and creates unstable weather patterns in the United States versus a La Nino year, which we are in, which creates a cooling effect and has more. You're apt to have more uh, oh, Atlantic Ocean, like hurricanes and that type of thing. And the La Nina can last for a year, but El Nino, or no, the other way around. La Nina, the cold one, what we are in, can last for a few years, and El Nino is like for a year. And there's some other charts that I've studied that have showed a difference in that because you have it fluctuating too in between the seasons and the years, so you have a varying temperature. But what I'm saying is the changes in our weather aren't anything unusual. That's my point right there. So, and you can look it up, but that's what it is, you know. So, yeah, I ran across somebody. I mean, I'm not going to sit and run after anybody when I get a cold vibe in a room when I'm going into like a live stream. Like, I'm done with you, whatever. That happened a couple of times to me this week by younger people trying to maintain their image, or it was just out of pure, I don't give a shit about you, you old bat. Take a fucking hike. Because when somebody's professing to be Christian, I would think that that platform, everybody would be welcome, especially when there's only like a handful of people. It's like everybody would be welcome, but that's okay. I've got people that I consider my tribe, my family, and I was just actually visiting somebody else's family member that I just really don't like because he's pushy, arrogant, and that's part of it too. A lot of younger men think that I'll just say hi or I love you, you know, and then let it go to their head like that, like I'm some kind of hose bag, and that's right now my feelings of what's going on. You. That's what I got to say, okay? Because you are not all that. So I'm out here to make friends. I'm not. And I said hi to a guy's wife, and he didn't even say hello to me. I mean, I was telling you all that about a week ago, you know. But that's some like low life shit. Why? Because I know when I go places, most people say hi to me when I go out and about, or, you know, on social media, So it's like, what the F is up with this? You know, why? But I just happened to pop in on this dude saying it's not the amount of works you do and blah blah, and and just about yelling it at people like, "Ugh, cram it down your throat. And I just basically wrote what I had just said here and said, uh, I get on here and I've been talking to people for 5 years, going on six, and my 45 plus years of research and talking to people on a daily basis because I have friends that do love and care about me and ones that would be disappointed if they couldn't see me say hi to you every day. So, yeah, I took offense and says many will be offended in the last days. Well, is that a good or bad thing? I guess it depends on what we're being offended about and who's doing the offending and why. See, to me, the why, because I know I have God in my heart, and I know Satan wants to stop me and shut me up. And if I let my feelings get too hurt, that's exactly what would have happened. But luckily, I do have people that care about me and even says hi to me over on that channel. And it was cool. I got to hear my friend Darla Lama. I got to hear your voice. That was really cool. If it was just for you, I would have stayed there. But I couldn't bear the badgering attitude, like um, the great white hope. Or I guess the words would be a righteous brother. you know, and that he may well be. But, um, you never know who you're talking to. So, it's so disrespectful. It's demeaning people and talking down to them. You know, it's like, wow, man, you're a good dude. Way to go. Nice job. By the way, was God watching? Anyway, so I think I'm done on that note. Not naming any names. I'm not out to destroy anybody's channel. Although I think with that type of outlook towards people with good hearts and ignoring them and what they actually could add to your life, well, good luck, because you won't go far. But that's just the way that is. I've watched other people, like, if we put energies into somebody, they're going to excel, and if we don't, they won't. And it does depend who you are and what you're trying to do and why you're trying to do it. So that leads me to believe that something shady's going on, that somebody wants control of a situation without my voice included. So I could be wrong, but for people I love and care about, I mean, there's some of them. I'll just say it like this: I think they're um, a little more advanced than to sit around and entertain somebody relatively new to the game gracefully when they're being screamed at. So I guess that's. Anyway. So yeah, to my friend whose brother that is, I did write you a note on that. As soon as you read the note, whether you want to or acknowledge it or not, but I would erase it. I just wanted you to know that I don't like your brother and why I don't like him. You know, I'm not saying that I couldn't like him, you know, or that he's not a lovable person, but from my observation, he's a ignorant, cold-hearted young man that needs a lot of help in his social skills. I'm not talking working in a hospital or none of that, you know. So, and I hope I am just going to leave it there now. I think some of you know exactly what I'm saying, whether you want to admit it or not. So, but yeah, I will erase that if you acknowledge it. Otherwise, I'll just let it stand for the world to read anyway. And if they have any questions or comments, they can ask me why. And it wasn't only one time, it was like three times, and then another video that I had watched out of love on information that I knew already, which all this has been anyway. So, yeah, there I said it. Yeah, I have um, mixed feelings about Christmas time with the terminology and the birthday and everything else, but I'll just break it down. Mary, Christ, Mass with one S to demean the masses, not coming together for his birthday, but the mass quantity of people that would celebrate this holiday with no recognition of who Christ really is in their hearts. So that for the people I love and I care about, I don't care what day the Lord was born on or when he wasn't. That really isn't the issue on this planet at this time. It's what people do with it, and people are like, "Yeah, I wish it could be Christmas every day." Well, that's not really even necessary, but yeah, the joy in the world that is hanging on by threads, I wish that could last every day too. You know, so, it is cold out, very. Yeah, even though it's warm in here, it feels cold in here too, and it's probably like 77 degrees with the gas and the wood. But yeah, it's chilly. Once you go out, you know, I went out earlier and did the kitties, fed them, and brought them water, and just checking on them, you know, and got some wood in, and Doug's out now. Got to heat up the shop because we've got supplies and different things in their products, and that if they freeze, you know, like all kinds of lot of money if we let it just freeze, you know. So it's like, yeah. So we have to keep the shop warm too. Oh, plus the our VW bug, our sport bug, that custom bug. I don't know if you've seen it, but it's down in my videos, yellow with flames that have stars in there that sparkle. Yeah, it's pretty. With a roll cage. It's a race car, custom VW Bug 65. Won Best of Show at World of Wheels. Um, been in hot rod magazines and different things. So. But anyway, that's in there, and we have to keep that warm too for the paint job. So, and the leather and all that, and the wood, the like steering wheel and dashes, mahogany, and different things. So, yeah. Anyway, I was keeping that. One winter, I had to keep it warm. Oh, it was about maybe 5, 6 years ago. I was pretty injured too, but Doug had broke his ankle. There was nothing he could not really do anything, and they didn't put it in a cast. They put it in one of them stupid boot things. I think it was really moving around too much for him to really heal the way he should have, but I don't know. But anyway, so I ended up doing the wood all that winter too. And then he had some really major heart problems for a while. If I had wanted to drive him crazy, that would have been my opportunity. But I didn't. Yeah. See, I think it's best if people don't like each other, you should actually say something. You know, really, I'm serious. Gee, like, it was nice of you to show up for my live stream, but you're really not welcome here. Goodbye. And I would say, wow, I didn't like you much anyway, so I'm okay with that. Thank you. You know, well, I guess I'm not done with it. Well, I'll just hopefully end it with this. If I don't totally annihilate my friend, sometimes brothers aren't identical, and that's a really good thing, believe me. So, you know, everybody's different. So, I was thinking about getting out a little. I've got a big Christmas tree, couple of them actually, and a little one and a medium sized one. But the medium sized one is one of them fiber optic ones. I might pull it out tomorrow and leave it up until after the new year just for celebration of the Christ Spirit life within all of us. That's really what it's all about. Anyway, I mean, even people that don't believe in Jesus or don't believe in God and they have a good heart, they know the Christ Spirit is talking to them in there, and no matter what they want to call it, you know. I heard everybody talking all over the United States today. Well, actually, too, somebody in Scotland, like freezing in Scotland, and yes, well, I think we're all freezing. I think it is the La Nina. So, and it is. People can look it up and you can look at the charts and you can chart what weather has been what and what years were El Nino or La Nina, and you can figure out the in between years and look at it, and it's all charted. It's just that they're not going to show you that at the uh, World Economic Forum or any of their global committees concerning weather. They're not going to go back into the facts that would disprove what they're trying to do with their carbon footprint on you. But there's charts. Who wants to take time and chart everything out and prove that? Well, there's people that are. They're right here on YouTube. Look up El Nino and La Nina. Put them together. I'm sure you'll find something with both of them, or singly, or there's articles on weather service guides for these things. You could look it up on one fell swoop online for the ocean currents and weather observation, and you'll have a chart in a second. You know, it can be proven. So if anybody disproves it, just go look it up because We're all being scammed because nobody wants to look back in history. That's the biggest thing. They're lazy like that, no matter what it's concerning. They'll go with the first explanation, maybe dig a little deeper, and that would be it. But especially if it doesn't make sense. If um, if they're telling you that Steve and Steve had babies, and their scientists are paid to say so, and you're going to go along with it, and it's not logical. But if you're teaching kids something like that, yeah. So if I notice and I'm watching somebody, I watch them, I watch their face directly. The Holy Spirit's talking to them, and I know it for a fact because I'm the one praying. And I watch it wax cold out of ignorance and ego. And I watched it 3 times. It's like, wow. Whew. That's going to be a tough one to dig your way out of, buddy. You know, it's a fact. I could say some more on that because I have some suspicions and some instincts, but I'm not even going to go there. But just for my friend, I know. I do know. Never fear. Sabo Fair is here. Yeah. Ooh la la. That was sort of a jokey thing. I hope you got it. Sabo Fair was a rat in a cartoon, but he was a superhero. So that was that joke, you know. Or wait, no, wait. Oh no, I'm thinking Pepe Le Pew. Are we even allowed to talk about him? I don't think so. Oops, some noise, no big deal though. So, yeah, I think they cut off the Pepe Le Pew cartoons because they were so called racist somehow that a skunk could be racist. I don't know why, because it was always going after the neighborhood cat. So I don't know. Yeah, no clue. But yeah, I told you I'd get back to you with the reason for the weather the way it is. And you can certainly look it up, charted in history, that this is nothing abnormal. And in fact, I'd recommend people go look at it and maybe take a screenshot of them so you have the proof for the next generations before they try and erase it all, because they most likely probably are already starting to do that if they haven't already. So I would suggest checking out the ocean currents concerning the weather in past history, documenting it for your children in the future, because they want them to live in a pod. Huh. Doug said, wind is straight out of the north. And he waved and he was going by. Yeah, it's cold. Even somebody on a live stream in Scotland said frozen in Scotland, they're freezing. So, yeah. Wow. Yeah. Huh. Yeah. Huh. Yeah, it's about 40 below. I no doubt. And in fact, the wind just started picking up here really bad. It was breezy yesterday and sort of this morning, but this evening, right before the sun went down, it started really whipping around out there. Super gusts of wind. So, but yeah. So, like I say, I just wanted to make you aware of all that weather and what that is. And I'm sure a lot of you probably knew that anyway, and you knew, but if you can and if you have time, if that's your thing, if you're into it, check out the weather charts from years gone by concerning them ocean currents, and being that nothing is abnormal, and document it and prove it for the next generations. I'm documenting it here. I know, um, if my kids can think, they know these things, and hopefully my grandchildren will be interested to learn them. So, yeah. Well, I appreciate you all joining me. I'm going to let you go. Really, I don't have a whole lot more to talk about. I just wanted to tell you my disappointment and a friend's brother. And I could get straightened out and I would accept that, but I don't know. That might be a miracle and it might not be, because I do see, I have insight in the depths of the forces and what they're trying to do, and to stop the good ones from speaking about the true things in the world, and helping to make ways and different patterns in our life for the next generation and what we're trying to do like that. So, whether, yeah, weather. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining me. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. My friends over on the other side of the world, Merry Christmas Eve to you. And I'll probably talk to you tomorrow. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA. Have a good night or day wherever you're at.